Hi, I'm Willie Bryson from Let's Go Fishing. This is another short video of how I would fish this stretch of river, but this time fishing with a wet fly and a streamer. So far in the last video in this same stretch, I went over how I would fish this run with nymphs. I would still start fishing with nymphs before I try anything else because, simply, fish spend most of their time on the bottom rummaging around for food. This time, you'll still imagine standing at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen in the shallow area away from the fast run. In all honesty, if I was fishing for trout just below the surface, I would start with my own fly, the one and only. I have so much confidence in this fly in every river and lake I've fished. I've added the link in the comment section on how to tie this fly if you're interested. One of the things I like about the one and only is it can be fished wet or dry and still be successful. For this example, I would fish it wet. Now as we stand looking at the run, most of us have been taught to cast at a 45-degree angle downstream and let the current drift your fly over into the slower area where fish should sit and wait for flies and insects to drift to them. After each cast, you would take a step downstream to cover more area. My thought process this time of where I think fish will be sitting is still the same. However, with a wet fly that will sink just below the surface, this faster water will move the wet fly much faster than the nymph. I'm going to do a short cast slightly downstream and make a few mends upstream when my line hits the water. This allows my fly to cover most of the run before the flow catches my line, pulling it into the slower channel. Once your line is out of the fast flow, you start your retrieval. Change this up with each cast. Try short quick strips, then long slow strips, and then fast strips till you see what's working. With each cast I make it a bit longer to ensure I eventually have covered the whole run. If there's no action, I try a different fly and repeat the process. Now fishing a streamer like a woolly bugger, this fly resembles a small fish. The fly is designed to move in different ways within different currents and drifts. Since it's a bigger meal for the fish than a small fly, the fish are more willing to swim for it. The cast would start at a greater angle this time, still less than 45 degrees. What I would do first is make the cast and start my retrieve as soon as the fly hits the water. Each cast I make would be a little longer, again starting to retrieve immediately. Once you've made several casts and now casting directly downstream with no luck, I would try to speed the fly's movement during the drift. Start your cast in the same place, but let the current make a belly in your line, moving the fly quicker through the run. This time, don't retrieve your fly until it's finished the drift, and then start your retrieval from there, changing it up with each cast. Now here's a tip, and I'll use a small piece of an older video as an illustration. I've watched many fly anglers at the end of their drift whip the line and fly off the water to place a new cast. I would say almost half the fish I hook are at the point of me being ready for a new cast. When my drift is finished, I lift the tip of my rod slowly, then speeding it up as the rod tip gets higher till about the 11 o'clock position, where I snap it back to make my next cast. This takes some practice, but worth it if you're going to catch more fish. If a fish is following your fly, instead of you ripping the fly out of the water, the fish can see it start to speed up and will strike before its dinner flies away. As you see, I'm lifting slowly, then bang.
Fish on.
Then again, lifting slowly, and bang.
Fish on.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you subscribe to the channel for more adventures and more tips. In the meantime, stay safe, be kind, and tight lines.